But can you actually hear me? Yo, yo, beats and tapes. Hope you're well, my friend. Here we are on a Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday. It was a Freaky Thursday. I don't know how I got through those two lives at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. because my microphone wasn't plugged in. Couldn't make it up. How can you do that and your microphone's not plugged in? I think it was using the mic that was on my headphones. But yeah, still, but people could hear me, so it's all good. It's all good. But yes, but we've got some good news stories today. They're shocking, absolutely shocking. But anyway, how are you all? Are you all living the dream? Living the dream. Yeah, ghosts. Ooh. I took my laptop downstairs Wednesday evening, and of course I brought it back up Thursday. Plugged the mouse in. Didn't plug in the microphone. Absolute nutter. Not wizard in any shape or form. But it sounded alright. Everyone heard me, so I got through it. What a plum. But the sun is shining. Here we are on a Freaky Friday. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Jump in the comments. Tell me what news you've seen. What floats your boat. I've got some shocking stories today. Yep, and I've got 4 shocking stories for tonight. But don't forget, 7 p.m. tonight, come up on screen if you've got, excuse me, if there's anything you want to say and you want to talk about, you can come up on screen at 7 p.m. tonight. I will post a link. You can click on it. You'll go into the back end of this system, and I can then bring you up on screen, and whatever news or questions or debate, whatever it is, you can join me at 7 p.m. for that. But today, well, I've got the stories, 4 stories, but one of them is absolutely shocking. So I've got to start with the most shocking, haven't we? It's absolutely crazy. I'm assuming you've heard of ISIS. ISIS. Was. ISIS. Was. I've got to keep drinking my coffee. My mouth's going funny. It's all that talky, mate. You know what wizard's like. That's all he does is talk. But something quite alarming for you and me. ISIS has calls for the slaughter of Christians and Jews in UK attacks. Shoot, stab and ram. I know. Absolutely nuts. That thing says Amram, Adam. But no, nothing new, is it? But they literally, blatantly called for it. Like, just boom. Like, what? And there's many videos that get shadow banned by YouTube and TikTok saying that Islam calls for the death of all Jews and then the Christians. And then they come out with this. And I'm like, I told you. Blimey heck. But this is absolutely nuts. So I'm assuming, I'm probably not actually, but you'd think the UK would then sort of raise its terror alert, but I've not heard nothing about that. So maybe it's one of those things where they're like, oh, let's pretend they didn't say it because it's Islam, and you know, people talk up, people like me, and then we get called Islamophobic and Islamophobes, and oh, we're causing trouble. Don't worry about the fact that they called for the slaughter of all Christians and Jews. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely nuts. An ISIS spokesperson has ordered followers to punish Jews, Christians and their allies in a sickening call for terror. How is that not in the news? Why are mainstream media ignoring the fact that ISIS have said such a thing? In a notice titled O Zealous Monotheists, Abu Hudhaifa al-Ansari, easy for you to say, wrote, Excerpts, O Lions of Ireland, chase your prey, or Jews, Christians and their allies in the streets and roads of precious America, Europe and the world. Break into their homes, kill them and punish them by any means you can. Keep in mind that you are the hand of the Islamic State today. striking at the heart of the infidels and avenging Muslims in Palestine, Iraq, Syria and all Muslim lands. Have you ever heard so much crap in all your life? What on earth? Well, it says avenging Muslims in like Palestine, Iraq, Syria, and you're like, hang on, they're the problems in those countries. They're the ones causing all the trouble. So I don't know how you're avenging it. Like Hamas in Palestine. Iraq likes to like do whatever it does in the world with Syria, with all the, what is it, the Muslim Brotherhood, etc. Oh, mate. I'll tell you, they now twist things around to try and make out like, oh, let's play the victim. And then what we do is we go out and then we just like call for the murderer, everyone. I mean, perfect the plans and diversify the operations. Blow up with explosives, burn with incendiary bombs, shoot with fatal bullets, cut and slaughter with sharp knives, run over and crush with buses, and the sincere will not lack a trick to bleed the hearts of Jews, Christians and their allies, and heal the chest of a believing people from them. I mean, blimey heck. That's a whole lot of hate, isn't it? And that's Islam. That is Islam. That is what they are currently saying against people in the UK, and by that it says around the world. So that includes like the whole of Europe, America. And you're telling me that we don't have a problem with Islam and how we get called Islamophobic? Are you an Islamophobe? No, because we're aware of things like this. They are calling for the death of every Tom, Dick and Harry. If you know a Tom, a Dick and a Harry. But blimey heck. There it is on screen. This is literally what they have said. And you want to call me an Islamophobe, but YouTube wants to downplay and not show my videos to anyone, even though they say things like this. It's absolutely crazy. That's the ideology of Islam. That is their mental state. It's absolutely ridiculous. The terror group said the attack should be considered as revenge for Israeli attacks against Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. How about Hamas actually stand up and admit they started all this? Hamas literally tried to genocide the Jews. And now because as Israel respond, they want to play the victim and say, oh, the attacks on Palestinians. You started it. Islam and Hamas started it. There's no other way of putting it. The problem on this planet is Hamas, Hezbollah, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Islam. That's the problem. It's holding back the whole human race. It's a pure satanic, evil, just rubbish. It's pathetic. And then they call for like the death of Christians and Jews. There you go. I mean, what part of Islam is the religion of peace? According to the al-Naba, Muslim must set out to support his Muslim brothers in Palestine and everywhere. Stop starting wars with people. Then you'd be alright. But no, Islamic terrorism is here, there and everywhere. Like I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, 66,000 terrorist attacks in the last 50 years, killing over 250,000 innocent people, 5 times more than the death toll in Gaza. But no, you want to say Israel, oh, it's a genocide, apartheid, and this, all the other crap, I'm a victim. No, you're not. You're the cause. Islam is the cause. The terrorist cells are the cause. I mean, it's ridiculous. The statement comes after the war in Gaza continues, with eyewitness reporting dozens of Israeli tanks and military vehicles entering a major residential district. Good. A show of force. But then Hamas can say, oh, poor us. The Muslims are poor us. And here they are calling for the death of all Christians and Jews. Israel says the ongoing military operation is part of its attempts to free hostages held by Hamas to deliver a knockout blow to the militia. Yes, and apparently they're putting hostages here, there and everywhere, all over Gaza, and they use them as human shields. So no matter where Israel will go, and they want to obviously try and get to the Hamas fighters, they're going to end up, unfortunately, probably killing like the hostages because they put them in front of their own people. I mean, that's the sick ideology of Hamas. On Wednesday, the Israeli Defense Force, or IDF, announced that it had struck more than 150 targets across Gaza City in 2 days in support of its ground troops. Excellent. Excellent. The best thing they can do is just wipe out Hamas. They have to, because Hamas have clearly stated that they will try again and again to genocide all the Jews. And bearing in mind the Quran then says, and Christians, we've got to think about this. Israel retaliating Gaza in response to the horrific Hamas-led attack on southern Israel on 7th of October 2023. Yes. And here we are in 2025. I'm not being funny, but like America, UK, Germany, and they should have sent troops and helped. About 1,200 people were killed and 251 others were taken hostage in the brutal assault that shocked the world. And they still got at least 50 hostages. And they only think half of them might be alive. That's Hamas for you. And according to Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry, Israeli attacks have since then killed at least 65,000 people. Bearing in mind that they've killed over 250,000 through terrorist attacks. But, you know, oh, it's a genocide. There's like millions of people there, and 65,000 unfortunate innocent people got caught up in the war because Hamas started it. And they want to call it a genocide. There's over a couple of million people. And only 65,000 deaths. How is that a genocide? On Wednesday, officials said that 98 people have been killed and 380... Israel keeps saying, move, go, go. And they're like, no, we'll stay here. We'll be martyrs. We'll die for Allah. Because we're just retarded, mate. The UN has warned that an intensification of the offensive will push civilians into even deeper catastrophe. The catastrophe started, I'm afraid, when you voted in Hamas and cheered for Hamas on October 7th. So, what do you want me to say? I did notice, and I had over 1,000 views yesterday on the daily live, and I thought today's not going to be good because I put ISIS in the title and Sadiq Khan, and YouTube shadow bans it, as does TikTok with my little videos. They actually banned a video that was TikTok banned a video about the woman that was stabbed on public transport in America. I changed the title and put it up and it was fine. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But there we go, that's the warning. That what's this from? This is from the Daily Express. So, I mean, you just need to be aware, people, like, dangerous times. Dangerous times. So, yeah. And if you want to talk more about this or anything, you can tonight at 7 p.m. We are live, and I'll give a link the way you can come up on the screen and talk, ask questions, debate, whatever it is you want to do. I'm all up for a debate or whatever it may be. Whatever you want to do, that's tonight at 7, which is Friday. If you're watching this on catch up and it's Saturday, oops. You have to go and check, click on the lives, and you see the Friday evenings. But yes. But the mentality of these people, I don't know where they get their ideology from, but they even throw people from the boats, from those dinghies. They literally just throw them out into the water to drown, and they get accused of witchcraft. I mean, blimey heck, they're not even in the country yet, trying to, you know, get their 5-star hotel and free mobile phone and 50 quid a week or whatever it is. And then start their criminal rampage trying to RAPE women and children. Do you know what I mean? They're not even there yet, and they're throwing people out of boats. I saw this and I was like, I mean, the mentality, I don't get it. People smugglers threw at least 30 people overboard to their deaths after accusing them of witchcraft, survivors have claimed. Spanish police arrested 19 alleged migrant smugglers accused of murdering people travelling on a boat that departed from Senegal, headed for Spain's Canary Islands. Survivors of the crossing told police officers how the men in charge beat, tortured and killed migrants who were paid to try to reach European soil. That's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Right, so when they're at their lowest in their life, they want to start beating and torturing people. It's disgraceful. According to witnesses, excuse me, according to witnesses, some 30 people were thrown overboard to the deaths because the smugglers said they were evil spirits who had brought misfortunes to the crossing, which was affected by engine problems and bad weather. In total, at least 50 people are believed to have died during the 11-day voyage, which ended when the boat was rescued adrift south of Gran Canaria Island on August the 24th. There were 248 people found alive on board the 20-metre long Senegalese pirogue, a wooden fishing boat, although one of them later died in hospital in Gran Canaria. Wow. But witnesses said that 300 people initially boarded the craft. Witnesses report the disappearance of approximately 30 people thrown overboard, although investigators estimate a total of more than 50 dead or missing, said Spain's national police. I mean, blimey heck, the mentality of these people, I don't know what I can really say about that. Police cite witness testimonies explaining how the smugglers targeted certain passengers who they considered to be evil spirits when incidents occurred during the voyage, such as engine failure, food shortages or bad weather. So natural problems, or obviously the smugglers didn't take enough food, and you can't help an engine issue, so they just want to blame people for that. I mean, that's ridiculous. Other murders alleged occurred simply because some people protested or expressed their disagreement with conditions on board. Okay, right, okay. Survivors also related to investigators how they were beaten and abused in various ways during the voyage, as well as claiming that the smugglers had refused to rescue passengers who accidentally fell into the ocean. The police said they had arrested 19 men for allegedly steering the boat and causing death and injury to more than 50 migrants on board. According to local reports, most of the men arrested are Senegalese nationals who were detained after being housed in migrant detention centres in the Canary Islands after the boat's arrival in the port of Anguinigin. But I didn't say that right. The 19 have been remanded in custody and are being investigated on possible charges of aiding and abetting illegal immigration, murder, bodily harm and torture. Wow. Don't know what you can really say about things like that. Absolutely disgraceful. According to Spanish government, 23,583 migrants have reached the country in small boats this year, 10,000 fewer than during the same January to September period in 2024. Oh, so the UK's going up, Spain's going down. The West African Atlantic route remains the busiest, accounting for 12,487 arrivals in the Canaries so far this year. It is also considered one of the most dangerous migrant routes in the world. In 2024, a record number of 46,843 migrants reached the Canary Islands by boat, with estimates of the number who died in the attempt ranging between 1,000 and 10,000. That's quite broad. That's absolutely crazy. So yeah, that's the mentality. Like, they're to help people or whatever they're doing, and they end up killing them. But anyway, what about Trump banning Sadiq Khan then? I thought it was hilarious. I can't stand Sadiq Khan. He's a little peanut. Absolute little peanut. We showed that video yesterday, didn't we, of Katie Hopkins taking the Mickey Mouse. Oh, it's hilarious. Had to get down on her knees so she could be at the same height as him. But Donald Trump has claimed he banned Sir, I'm not using the word sir at all. Donald Trump has claimed he banned Sadiq Khan from attending events put on for his second state visit to Britain. Yeah, I don't blame. I would as well. Honestly, I generally would. The president said the London mayor wanted to be there, but he personally demanded he be sidelined. I think so. Why would you want the London mayor of Christian England being there promoting Islam? The snub is the latest broadside in the war of the words between the two men that dates back to 2017, when the president criticised the mayor's response to the London Bridge terror attack. On the eve of Mr. Trump's return to the White House in January, Sadiq warned of resurgent fascism and echoes of 1930 Germany. Sadiq Khan has got to be the most stupidest man in the UK. The president responded in July while staying at his Turnberry golf course in Scotland by branding the mayor a nasty person who was doing a terrible job. Exactly that. That sums up Sadiq Khan perfectly. He is a nasty person and doing a terrible job. End of. Mr. Trump has now told reporters on board Air Force One that he personally requested Sadiq Khan have no involvement with his visit to Britain. Good. Gutted, Sadiq. That's what you get for being horrible. He wanted to be there. As I understand it, I didn't want him, the president said, adding, I didn't want him there. I asked that he not be there. Good. I think the mayor of London, Khan, is one of the worst mayors in the world, and we have some bad ones. I think he's done a terrible job. Trump knows. Trump knows. See, he knows. Mr. Trump said crime in London has soared through the roof on the mayor's watch and described him as a disaster when it comes to immigration policies. Yep. He added, I'm not liked him for a long time. I have a certain pride in London, in the UK. My mother was born in Scotland, and when I see Mayor Khan do a bad job, the stabbings, the dirt and the filth, it's not the same. I didn't want him there. Before Mr. Trump had touched down at Stansted Airport on Tuesday, Sadiq had penned a fresh attack against the president. Of course he would. He accused the Republic of fueling divisive far-right policies around the world, which is just rubbish. Sadiq Khan wrote in the horrible, worst newspaper in the whole country, Guardian, scapegoating minorities, illegally deporting US citizens, deploying the military to the streets of diverse cities. These actions aren't just inconsistent with Western values, they're straight out the autocrat's playbook. No, because half of that he's just making up. And he's got all the illegal immigrants out, all the ones that are criminals and everything. He's done a marvellous job as Trump, and then Sadiq Khan's like trying to insult him over it. That's how stupid Sadiq Khan is. Reporters on board the presidential plane on Thursday asked Mr. Trump what his favourite parts of his state visit had been. Not seeing Sadiq Khan. The president responded, being with King Charles, he's a wonderful guy. I knew him before, but now I know him a lot better. The artwork, I saw more paintings than any human being ever saw, and statues. Well, maybe King Charles could stand up for the people, make an A for himself, and actually stand with the people of his so-called country and denounce Islam. They treated us great. They treated our country great. I view this as a real respect for our country. The way they did it last night was beautiful. Well, there you go. Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. And the last story that I had. Yeah, definitely that. Miss Khan. Mrs. Khan is a nutter. But he's a little bitch, isn't he? Yeah. He's horrible. Can't stand him. Last story for today. Because we are live tonight at 7 p.m. I've got 4 stories, plus obviously people can come up and have their say. Whatever they want to say about the news, might have questions, I don't know. Whatever it is they want, we can discuss it tonight, live, 7 p.m. Follow the link, come up on screen, have your say. London Council launches festival against far-right fear and hate following Elon Musk comment about East End. This is how twisted people are. I'll tell you, they must hear stuff and think, oh, do you know what? I heard what I wanted to hear. I didn't actually hear what was said. London Council has launched a festival designed to help combat the fear and hate spread by far-right activists. What? Unite the Kingdom. Oh, the fear and hate in that, innit? Unite the Kingdom. Yeah, okay. Tower Hamlets Council. Oh, yes. The most densely populated Muslim part of the whole country, Tower Hamlets. It's about 29% Muslim, said it will host functions celebrating East London's diversity and rich history of migration. Yeah, following recent protests in the capital, including the Unite the Kingdom rally led by Tommy Robinson last week. They certainly don't like it. See, that's what they do. And then Islam rear its ugly, evil head and start bullying. The town hall will be unveiling 2 plaques, one in English and one in Bengali. That's a ceremony on Saturday at 2 p.m. to mark the renovation of the former Royal London Hospital. Yeah, we need signs in all foreign languages in an English country, don't we? The Grade 2 listed building was bought by the council in 2013 and transformed into headquarters after serving as a hospital since 1757. It comes after comments by ex-Reform MP Rupert Lowe and tech billionaire Elon Musk about bilingual signs positioned outside tube stations in the borough. Earlier this year, Mr. Lowe posted an image of Whitechapel Tube Station on X with a caption, "This is London. The station name should be in English and English only." Mr. Musk replied to the post in agreement with the independent MP sentiment. Well, it's just common sense, isn't it? Tower Hamlets is home to the largest British Bengali population in the UK. A council spokesman said from the borough has a proud history of standing up to racism from the Battle of Cable Street to prevent the EDL from marching through East London to United today against current attempts by the far right to stir up division and prejudice. So it's just all lies. Actually all lies. Don't know what to say about that, but yeah. So they're going to do all that, but basically they're the ones standing against England. So it makes zero sense. Don't worry about being late, geese. It's only 28 minutes past. I'm just going through like the 4 stories, this is number 4 of 4, I might add. But we are live tonight at 7, so that's where you can come up and have a chat. I've got some stories, some shocking stories set aside for that. Crazy ones. We could say so much money, we just give everybody 1 year to learn the language. After that, they had to leave if they hadn't learned it. Yeah, well, you think, like, I would never think of moving to Germany if I didn't know German. I'd never move to France if I didn't know French. You got to learn something. That way, we don't need to pay for leaflets and signs in language outside the UK and interpreters and everything else. Yeah, see, it makes too much sense. So they're like, nah, that's it. I mean, I don't get it. I'd have English signs and that's it. Oh, we can't read it. Well, learn to read then. I don't get it. Oh, yeah, we could, but that'd be racist, Islamophobic, and blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, I'm definitely up for, it's in England, so English signs. It should be the same for English that move abroad as well. Learn the language to integrate. Yeah, exactly. Like I say, I wouldn't go to France if I didn't know French. I wouldn't go to Germany if I didn't know German. I wouldn't go to America if I didn't know American. See what I've done there? I thought it's funny, geese. I thought it's funny. Right, yep, that's about it on that one, yep. Kushti. That's happy days. That's all said and done. That's those stories covered. Absolutely crazy. Siri translate, yeah. Yeah, they get the free iPhone. That's what they could have on it, innit? A translator. And it would, I suppose. But yeah, but there's the four stories for today, ladies and gents. I flew through them because obviously we're back at Friday, 7 o'clock, where you can come and have a chat. So we shall be online for probably a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tonight, don't you think, on a Friday? But he should do, but no, banned him from doing anything to do with Trump's visit. He was not allowed anywhere near him or at any engagement whatsoever. Little poison dwarf. He was actually banned. Like, you ain't going nowhere near Trump, mate. I think they should take away that sir. I'll never call Sadiq Khan sir. I'll call him Peanut with his little peanut head. He's the sort of bloke that you probably used to cause trouble in the pubs that I'd work in and end up throwing him out. He thinks he's all that and he's about that big. So it's built into Siri now with the AirPods. You have speech translation. Oh, do you? How cool's that? They do that in Star Trek, don't they? Translator. Well, that's good. You can actually have an ear someone talking. Mind you, you need one in the other ear to say it. Say, right, what do you want to say back? Blah, blah, blah. And then it's going to tell you back. And then you've got to say it again in, I don't know, Swahili or something. Who knows? It'll be crazy. Air translate or something like that. Yeah, it'd be cool. That would be cool. Because people say something, like, instead of like, oh, all that business, it'd be like, yes. That'd be a blooming... That's what they should call it, air translate. It'd be a good name. I stopped calling it any of the people who not you had ages ago when it comes something useful transactions that are being based on merit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, you'd have to kill about 1,000 people during war. Do you know what I mean? And you sort of walk and you still got like 6 swords still hanging out. And you're like, oh, knighthood. Yeah, that's what I think. That's well impressive. You know, that saves any... Oh, I think that is the name, Air Translate. That's well cool. But to do it in real time, like, you know, if you're in France and someone says something, you're like, oh, right, okay. And then it should give you something like you can reply, or you say it back, or they could have one in, and then that's it. Mind you, that... I wonder if that, like, people would never learn another language then. That'd be a shame. They'd be like, no, I'll just put my iPod in. I would far rather see a fireman or other people that have saved people receiving a knighthood than these recent idiots. Yeah, you'd think, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? People that actually make a difference. Like, you know, say if a cop put his life on the line and managed to save a child or something, you think, well, you get anointed for that. No, you can get over 170 grand a year for doing absolutely nothing for London, push an Islamic ideology, push Ramadan, squash St. George's Day, and then you get called Sir Sadiq Khan. Sadiq Khan. It's crazy. Getting close to Star Trek. Yeah, that's what I mean. I swear I saw that in Star Trek. Even the one with Scott Bakula. Enterprise. Not the Next Generation or Voyager or Deep Space Nine. But yeah, that's well cool. But I don't use any Apple products. Considering they seem to know everything you do. It's weird that. To use Siri for translation with AirPods, enable Apple Intelligence on your iPhone, then ask Siri, hey Siri, start live translation. Or press and hold the stems of both AirPods to begin. Oh my god, how cool is that? Haha. That's impressive. Translated conversation will be heard through your AirPods in your chosen language. You can also find the live translator feature within the Translate app, which you can add to your iPhone. Ooh, how cool's that? I always have Android. I won't use Apple because they spy on you. About 5 languages so far. Oh, how cool's that? That is good though. You got to admit, ain't you? But I mean, I've never used an Apple product and never will. And I certainly won't have like, what do you call it, Alexa and all that in my house. No. So, yeah, we can actually hear what. Yeah, it's just stand near where they're talking all Islamic before they try and like blow you up or something. At least you'd get a heads up and think, oh my god. Always get amused at the dumb stuff like turn off Siri Cortana and then it would turn on and you just say Siri turn on, so it was never off, was it? Yeah. Yeah, because it can hear, innit? Yeah. Yeah. Microsoft does a similar thing with Cortana. Oh, good. As long as it's not Apple. Oh, you're the opposite. I only use Apple. Oh, yeah. I think my son's got a Apple iPhone and all that rubbish. I'm just like, no. Back in the day when they used to spy and leave it on and this and that, that's how Apple seemed to know everything. I was like, that's so dodgy. But all ones, and iPhones hold money quite well. Yeah, they do, I suppose. Yeah, but I'll stick to Android. I'm not having Apple in my house. I don't want them knowing everything I do. Listening in when I decide to fart or something. Even if I uninstall it, it comes back and turns on almost every update. Yeah, I bet. But then it's like that TikTok. If you download that, in the small print, it gives them the right to go in to every single appliance you have. So if you download it on your mobile, you're then in the terms and conditions, you're saying, yeah, so they could go into this laptop, they go into that laptop, any other phones in the house. You're literally giving them the right to do that. Bearing in mind, it's like Chinese spyware, basically, as Trump rightly said. Yeah. It's crazy. So I ain't got the app. I go into it online and just like whatever when I upload my videos, and then that's it. But I'll stay away from TikTok, and I'm not downloading that, giving them permission to access all my appliances. Like conspiracy, innit? But you just don't know. But, no such thing as privacy, I don't think. Not even on your laptop or whatever. That's what I reckon anyway. But, yeah, webcams. Yeah, I own a webcam now, and any device with one I put black tote or sticker over the lens. Yep, I've got to have one here, but my new laptop. But yeah, I mean, they could easily just put it on and watch her. It's crazy. It's like that person of interest. I like to watch on phone apps. Makes it are made for lots of different brands or Android. Don't just have stuff specific for alleged hardware software. Yes. Yeah, but all this like linking it to your watch and all that, like. A watch is something like a Breitling or a Rolex, do you know what I mean? Or whatever brand you like. But that's a watch. Having everything going all like this, that, and technical, it's going to ruin us. It's going to ruin us. Yeah, it would. They might get bored of me. I'm just like out, always like Googling whatever, watching something, and all that. They'll be like, is this bloke ever going to do anything or what? So yeah, that's the thing, innit? Be boring and they'll stop watching you. That'd be hilarious. Literally, China was spying on me. What did they get? Nothing. They got bored, so they leave me alone now. Well, you got an exciting life. Oh no, I'm gutted. But I'll tell you, there is Did you see the bloke who done he done a thing on his laptop? He held a sign up saying, "I haven't got a dog, but I'm going to talk about dogs." And he went on 4 websites, held the sign up, and said, "I haven't got a dog. I'm going to talk about dogs for 2 minutes, and then I'm going back on the website." So he did. So he's saying like, "Oh, my dog this. I might get him a present." Blah blah blah. He goes back onto the 4 websites that were just had whatever advertising this, that, and everything else going on, obviously. And then when he went back on there, they were actually advertising dog toys. He was like, "No way, they can hear me," and he slams this thing and all that. That video had millions of views. There was a guy on YouTube who hacks the phone scams, and he gets into their webcam so easy. It made me think how easy it is for hackers to get into normal people's stuff. Yeah, it's worrying. Do you know what I mean? I mean, is that what the VPN and AVG and all that stuff going on is supposed to help? But the only good part, I have no money, so there's never anything for them to steal. Yeah, they literally, it takes them like, however time to get in. They're like, "Yes, we will win." Oh, that's not our war. What do you mean he's only got 10p in the bank? Yeah, you'll be a hacker's nightmare. So have you got all this and that security? No, I don't need it, mate. Why? I'm skint. Literally, as soon as I get paid, got to pay the mortgage or rent or whatever, this. Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if they reverse it. They feel pity. How much do we get from that geezer's account? 20 grand. Yeah, let's give him 5 grand, poor bloke. Oh, it'd be funny as. They do not need to follow you, then they know what's looking at. Yeah, yeah. Use the browser or VPN is good for web browsing. Yeah, they know. I mean, I think we'd be a bit naive to say, like, we have privacy. I don't think we've got 100% privacy at all. So, also stop the online safety. Yeah, they say all this now. Brandon, question: how much is the bus fare where you guys live? Bus? Bus. You know about, mate? Bus. I don't use a bus. I have no idea, mate. I assume a couple of quid. Train. Ain't got a clue, mate. What do you mean train? Don't go on a train. Tour is okay. Is that type of thingy? It recently went up by me. It used to be £3 for a local day stay, but now it's £3 for a single trip. Blimey, that because of like this energy thing, innit? Gas and oil and that petrol. Obviously, the prices go flying, ripping you off wherever they can get you, mate. That's terrible. Depends where you go. £3. Oh, but it does vary where you go. I assume. Tor is a browser. Oh, is it cool? Let me just make. I'll look that up. I didn't know that. Browser. Made a note. All that stuff I looked at yesterday, where people said about Lauren Southern, Birmingham Muslim St George's flag, Javon Riley, the gangland shooting thing, West Brom, whatever. I looked all that up, read it all. See, you're educating me. I did follow all the stuff I've got written here. I thought, oh, let me have a look. £3 a trip, so blow me. Oh, Scagness. Scagness. Not Loch Ness. Scagness. There's some things in Star Trek I watched last night called Skags. Skigness, isn't it? Not Scagness. It's the way I say it. My bad. My bad, geese. But yeah, but I hope what was I going to say? Yeah, don't forget, Friday, 7 o'clock, you can come up and talk. If there's anything in the news that you want to talk about, have your say live. Or you might want to ask a question. I don't know. Might even want to ask me a question. I don't know. We can talk about anything you want. I've got a few more news stories that are quite shocking to go through. And then obviously you guys can come up. Anything you want to talk about, whether it be Islam, England, Donald Trump, Sadiq Khan, whatever it is you want to talk about. If there's any type of website that you want like to show people or something, you can bring it up and I can show it up on screen as well. So it's all good. I'm from Wednesday. God, that's nearly Wednesday, isn't it? Wednesday in the black country. In the country. I've not been on a bus for years. I'd sooner walk or stay in until someone gives me a lift. Yeah, that's what it's getting like, isn't it? But yeah, walking's a good idea. It's £3 regardless if I go one stop or ride for an hour. Well, ride for an hour then, isn't it? Blimey. So it's £3 as soon as you get on, regardless of where you go. And then if you go too far, then it'd be £5.40. Blimey. That's a rip-off, isn't it? They are trying to rip you off. But then the price of fuel and all that as well. So the bus company's being ripped off with their fuel. And then they got to obviously charge you more. That sucks, innit? It's always us, the customers, that get ripped off basically and charged more. It's terrible. I remember as a kid I got on a bus, it was like 20p. Buses are awful now. But you used to be able to smoke on buses as well when I was a kid. But they are good metrics to see how the country is doing. Yeah. That's probably a good way of seeing it, Mark. Yeah. But I do remember we used to be able to smoke on it. It was like 20p to get to town centre. It's like 30p for a return. You're like, wee, 30p. Now it's £3. 10 times as much. Absolutely terrible. But anyway, I'm rabbiting in our geese. So we'll go through these and then what we'll do, we'll wrap up for tonight. I get on the bus by pushing through the hordes, trying to squeeze through the doors. And if I'm lucky, I might find a seat. Or people might be sitting in the aisle seat so others can sit by them. Yeah, I bet they're popular now. But it's still cheaper than driving, I expect. But then driving's just so much better. I remember the school bus being 2B. Blimey heck. Mark's like £3, 2p. And there are about 5 different languages around you as well as phones at full blast. Yeah. Oh, I can't stand that. Like, plug it in and do your headphones in it, but not too loud so everyone can hear that as well. It's bugging. It is bugging. School buses. There's just a bus that took him to school. But in England, we don't have school buses, do we? Or do we? I don't know. Just buses. Just a bus. It takes you to school, so it's a school bus. 8 a.m. That's more like it. 24p for a bus trip. How cool's that? That's just marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Yeah, I bet they do, don't they? Like, oh, you know, okay, yeah. One's got to get the school bus, one's on the way to get educated. Crazy nutters. But anyway. Right, guys. I'll be back at 7 p.m. I was going to say 9 p.m. then. I'll be back at 7 p.m. tonight. You guys can come up, have your say, or not. It's up to you. I've got some stories to go through that are seriously shocking. Well, even that Labour councillor trying to call us all names and things like that. It's disgraceful. But I will be back at 7 p.m. and it'll be probably twice as long stream as this one, don't you think? Once we get people up talking and I go through my stories like that Labour councillor being Muppet and people with regards to being held by the Taliban. It's all going off. But shocking stories, mate. Shocking stories. But that's all tonight, 7 p.m. So be excited. And make sure you tune in at 7 o'clock. And if you want to come up, you can. And you can have your say. Happy days. So thank you all for watching. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on my website. Ooh. I lost my thought then. Well, I don't know what I was going to say. But anyway, for now, ladies and gents, don't forget to hit the like button as well because it all helps. Cushy, cushy. And, yep, I'll have a look at that, Mark. No problemo. I've got a few written down already. But for now, ladies and gents, that is the wizard's words.